Which new head coaches actually have a shot at winning the Super Bowl in 2026?
Our plan will be built on being at our best late in the season, into the playoffs, to reach that ultimate goal of bringing a Super Bowl back to Baltimore.
10 teams trotting out new head coaches is a league record. Let's rank all 10 of them from worst Super Bowl chances to best. Number 10, Miami Dolphins, Jeff Hafley. Let's start off in South Beach, where everything is currently on fire to the point that it's almost surprising that anyone wanted to take this job after they chased Mike McDaniel out of town. Jeff Hafley takes over the Dolphins franchise that is in full teardown mode, and full teardown. They just released Tyreek Hill, they're expected to part ways with Tua Tagovailoa, Bradley Chubb is gone, the roster is being stripped for parts like a car in a chop shop, and it's looking like a full-on fire sale, which is, pretty tough for your first season as a head coach. Now, look, Hafley did good work as Green Bay's defensive coordinator. He helped the Packers field a championship-caliber defense in 2025. But this man is walking into a situation where he doesn't even know who his starting quarterback is going to be. He deserves time to build this thing the right way. But a Super Bowl in 2026? Ha! Not a chance. Number 9, Cleveland Browns, Todd Monken. Todd Monken knows how to win, at least at the collegiate level. He won back-to-back national championships at Georgia. He was the offensive coordinator for a Ravens team that had the number 1 seed in the AFC in 2023. But man, he is walking into a tough situation with the Cleveland Browns. They don't have a quarterback, which makes it pretty tough to run an offense. That whole side of the ball is, quite frankly, just a collection of question marks held together by duct tape and prayer. Shedeur Sanders showed some flashes after getting drafted in the 5th round last year, but he's not proven. Deshaun Watson is still on the roster and still owed a fortune. Dylan Gabriel is there too, and Monken has not committed to any of them with pretty good reason. The offensive line needs to replace 4 or 5 starters. The wide receiver room is barren. The only thing keeping this team afloat is a defense led by Myles Garrett, who just set the single-season sack record. Cleveland has holes everywhere on offense, and in a division with the Ravens, Steelers, and Bengals, the Browns are going to need a lot more than just Myles Garrett to compete. Number 8, Tennessee Titans, Robert Saleh. Robert Saleh gets a second chance. After being fired by the Jets midway through the 2024 season, Saleh landed in San Francisco as defensive coordinator and helped turn the 49ers defense back into a juggernaut despite an injury-depleted roster. Now he's out in Nashville with a blank canvas and roughly $100 million in cap space. The centerpiece is Cam Ward, the number 1 overall pick from last year's draft. Ward struggled early in his rookie season but showed real improvement over the final 6 weeks. He's got the arm, he's got the athleticism, he just needs a little development. And Saleh made a smart move by bringing in Brian Daboll as his offensive coordinator. Daboll helped develop Josh Allen in Buffalo. He won Coach of the Year with the Giants. If anyone can unlock Ward's potential, it's him. The problem? The Titans still need help everywhere. Tennessee has the resources to rebuild quickly, but rebuilding and contending are 2 very different things. Number 7, Las Vegas Raiders, Clint Kubiak. Here's where things start to get interesting. Clint Kubiak just won Super Bowl 60 as the Seattle Seahawks offensive coordinator. He's 38 years old. He comes from the Shanahan coaching tree. And he is about to inherit the number 1 overall pick in a draft where everyone knows exactly who's going first. Fernando Mendoza, the Heisman Trophy winner, the national champion, the Indiana quarterback who looked like a man among boys in the college football playoffs. Pair Mendoza with Ashton Genty, who just rushed for nearly 1,000 yards as a rookie behind a horrible offensive line, and Brock Bowers, who's already one of the best tight ends in the league, and suddenly, you got something special. The Raiders also have around $100 million in cap space to address their offensive line, which was absolutely one of the worst in football last year. If Kubiak can do for Mendoza what he did for Sam Darnold in Seattle, then watch out. Number 6, Atlanta Falcons, Kevin Stefanski. Kevin Stefanski is a 2-time Coach of the Year winner. His problem was just being stuck in Cleveland, where the front office basically tied his hands behind his back with the way they mismanaged their roster. In any case, he landed on his feet with the Falcons, which is better, but still, the situation in Atlanta is kinda complicated. Michael Penix Jr. is coming off an ACL surgery. He won't be fully healthy until at least the start of the season, maybe even later. There is still a lot for Matt Ryan to figure out with that roster. The NFC South is also wide open, so if Penix comes back fully healthy and Stefanski can work his magic, then the Falcons could surprise some people. But That is a lot of ifs for a team that hasn't made the playoffs in 8 years. Number 5, Arizona Cardinals, Mike LaFleur. Mike LaFleur comes from the Sean McVay coaching tree, but he is stepping into a situation that even McVay couldn't fix overnight. Cardinals went 3-14 last season. They finished on a 9-game losing streak, and now they're almost certainly moving on from Kyler Murray before his 2027 salary becomes guaranteed. So, what does that leave LaFleur with? Jacoby Brissett as the placeholder? The 3rd overall pick that probably won't be used on a quarterback? Because, well, this draft class is kind of thin at the position. A division that includes the defending Super Bowl champion Seahawks and a Rams team that just went to the NFC Championship? Yeah, good luck with that. This is expected to be a multi-year project, unless LaFleur can find some magic with whomever he brings in under center. Number 4, New York Giants, John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh spent 18 seasons in Baltimore. He won a Super Bowl. He made the playoffs 12 times. He went 180-113. The man knows how to build a winning program, and he's walking into a Giants team that might be better than you actually think. Jackson Dart showed flashes as a rookie quarterback last year. Malik Neighbors is a legitimate number 1 receiver. Cam Scatterbo is a bruising running back who fits Harbaugh's physical style. The defensive front has some real talent. They just need to be unlocked. The Giants went 4-13 last season, but so did the Patriots the year before they went to the Super Bowl. Sometimes all it takes is the right coach to flip the culture. Harbaugh brought in Matt Nagy to run the offense and Dennard Wilson to run the defense. The thing about Harbaugh, he commands respect the moment he walks into a room. Players know his track record. They know that he's won a championship. They know he is not going to accept mediocrity. The Giants aren't going to be picked to win the NFC East, but don't be shocked if they're in the playoff conversation by December. Number 3, Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy is another coach on this list who has already won a Super Bowl as a head coach. And what makes this fit particularly interesting is who he had under center when he did it. For those who don't remember, McCarthy won it all with Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay back in 2010. Now he's reunited with that same quarterback in Pittsburgh. You know, assuming Rodgers doesn't retire. And honestly, that's kind of the million-dollar question. Rodgers is 42 years old. He's coming off a solid season where he went 10-7 as a starter and led the Steelers to the playoffs. But I mean, he's also been hinting at retirement for years now. McCarthy said he wants him back. The organization said they'll wait for his decision, but man, nothing's guaranteed. If Rodgers returns, the Steelers are legitimate contenders. They have a great defense. But if Rodgers doesn't return, Will Howard, a 6th-round pick who missed all of last season with a broken finger, or Mason Rudolph become the de facto options. And, well, that's a completely different conversation. But make no mistake about it, this is an organization with the right infrastructure to win it all. Number 2, Baltimore Ravens, Jesse Minter. Jesse Minter has massive shoes to fill.
I admit I have some mighty big shoes to fill. Big shoes to fill. Big shoes to fill. Big shoes to fill.
John Harbaugh was the Ravens for nearly 2 decades now. But now he's in New York, and Minter is left to prove that Baltimore made the right call by moving on. The good news? Minter is walking into one of the most talented rosters in all of football. Lamar Jackson is now a 2-time MVP. Kyle Hamilton is arguably the best safety in football. Roquan Smith is a tackling machine. Derrick Henry is still a freight train at running back. Minter also knows this building. He spent 4 years on Harbaugh's staff earlier on in his career. If Jackson is healthy and Minter can get the defense back to its typical standard, the Ravens are a top 5 team in the AFC. They still have to prove it, but given the continuity and roster talent, it's fair to say that the ceiling is championship level. Number 1, Buffalo Bills, Joe Brady. Joe Brady takes over a Buffalo Bills team that has been knocking on the door for years. They've made the playoffs 6 straight seasons and had one of the best quarterbacks in the game for half a decade. Now it is Brady's job to finally get them over the hump. The good news is that Brady isn't walking into an unfamiliar situation. He was already the Bills' offensive coordinator and has a good relationship with Josh Allen. Allen is currently the early favorite to win MVP again in 2026. James Cook just won the rushing title. The defense has the right pieces. The only question is whether Brady, a first-time head coach, can handle the pressure of leading a team with championship or bust expectations, and getting them past the threshold that Sean McDermott couldn't. Pressure aside, Brady couldn't ask for a better opportunity as his first head coaching gig. If there is one roster in this group that is built to win right now, it's Buffalo. But which NFL head coach do you think has the best opportunity to win a Super Bowl with their new team? Who do you think we're right on here? Who do you think we're wrong about? Was there anything that we may have missed? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, then clicking the like button helps us out a ton. And you know, we'd really appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, then subscribing is a great idea, because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.